Hey team, Brendan here. Massive welcome and congratulations for wanting to start your own mobile food business. This is an industry we absolutely love. We've been doing it for the last decade and have found some amazing success. It's an industry where you get to go to your customer rather than wait for them to come to you. You get to serve food you love, you get to travel, you get to get into some of the biggest events and festivals throughout the world, and it's something that you can do for yourself, very inexpensive to get into and can make massive returns on the back end. Sure, it might look easy on the surface. You simply open the doors, people are there, you get to serve your food. At the end of the day, go home and you've made good money. You don't have all those added expenses of owning a restaurant, like your fit outs, your wage costs, your overheads, your rent, but there are so many moving parts to make a successful and profitable mobile food business that a lot of people don't even realize. You have to remember that unfortunately, more than 80% of small businesses don't last more than 2 years. But we want to buck that trend. We want anybody that's taking the risk to go out and do something they love to be able to be successful and be profitable and live a life that they want doing something they love. This may not be the video that you were expecting. We're not going to tell you what equipment to buy, where to get a food truck, even how to set up a marquee. We are here to set you up a business foundation. And this foundation is the process we used to build 9 brands over the last decade and do more than $10 million in sales. That might seem like a lot of money serving out of a food truck or a marquee, but it is completely possible if you're set up the right way right from the start. Just going to stop it right there. I do want to make a point very clear. Yes, we had amazing amount of success over the last decade, but right at the start, we also had a bunch of failures. The failures are what really allowed us to grow to something that we didn't even think was possible. If anybody tells you that they only had success, then they really haven't had the opportunity to grow bigger than they could have. We learned so much from every single one of those failures: service of food, who we should be going to, what events to go to. We owned restaurants prior, so we thought we knew it all. This is a completely different game. I want you to understand that we did have a lot of failures, and that's why I'm here, because I don't want you to have to go through those failures. Learn from the ones that we went through. So back to me. Follow along right to the end of the video, go through each of the 6 core components. There's even a workbook down in the description that you can jot it down and follow along. At the end, you've got a business on paper that you can get started tomorrow. You will not have to spend a cent. You'll have it there and ready to go. We do run more training programs one-on-one to get you going from start to finish, but this is the best place to start. We start everyone in this spot. So follow along, smash that subscribe button, hit the like. And here's a quick 5 seconds to help you find the subscribe button, the big red one down below. There's so much more information in this channel that can help you build a successful business as well. Okay, so as we get started, I'm going to keep each of these components fairly short. Most of them are a question that you either need to answer yourself or get the right information through research for. On the very first component, I call your why. This is the reason that you want to open a mobile food business. It's the reason that you're going to get out of bed on those really hard days. It's nothing to do with food, and people get stumped all the time why I'm asking this question, but you have to understand why you're committed to owning a business. Is it because you want money? Is it because you want to be your own boss? Because you love food? Because you want to travel around and this business allows that? You need to be very selfish and put that in and understand why you want to be here to own your business. The more you understand why, the easier it is to get up and do those hard days. You are going to have really hard days. There's amazing days as well, but those harder days are the ones that you really need to focus on and be able to get out of bed for. Now, once you've got that established, your why and your reasoning why you want to be here, the second part of this is what I call your success goals. There's 2 parts to this. One is financial or money, and the other is your time in your lifestyle. The first part is, what do you want to earn each week or each month to make this a successful business? If you want to earn $2,000 profit a month, then write that down. That can be what you want and how many days per week you want to work. Say you want to trade for 3 days a week, you want 4 days to yourself, or 3 days to yourself, 1 day of prep, 3 days of trade. It's completely up to you, but you need to start establishing this, and this will change. This is not something that's set in stone. This whole foundation is something that you need to adjust and tinker with to make it get better going forward. Start with a number that you would be happy with, that runs your household, gives you the things you want, and the amount of days that you want to work as well. You know why you want to be here and where you want to get to. We're going to start now with cash, and cash is a massive component because it's telling you exactly where you can start. The number one rule I have with people who are looking to open a business is do not overinvest at the start. This is an industry where you can start with a very small investment and grow as you get more experience and know what you're doing. People often think they need to go and spend $100,000 on a food truck to get started, but that is absolutely false. If you start with a small investment, you can learn your processes, know exactly what equipment you need, test your menus, build a reputation, increase your contacts list, know where you want to trade going forward, and all the while you're making money while you do it. That is a whole nother video that I will do very, very soon. If I have, the link will be up the top. Major part of why people fall over is they overinvested before they've started. They start in a financial hole and it's very hard to dig out of that hole. With your cash, please list everything it's going to cost you to get started. There is a sheet in this workbook that helps you do that. On the back end of cash, there is what I call trading capital. Most people forget trading capital. Oh, I've got $100,000. I'll go and buy a food truck, and then they've got no money on the other side. You need money for site fees of places to trade, for repairs if things break down. I always suggest having double whatever you've invested up front. Have at least that behind you, preferably more, to have as a backup. Otherwise, once again, that financial hole is only going to get bigger and swallow you up. Please be honest with how much money you can and have access to on these sheets and in these forms, and don't overinvest at the start. Now let's talk your food. I'm sure that you have an idea in your mind about what cuisine or what product you want to sell to your customers. But can I make a suggestion first? Be what I call the exception and not the rule. Within our industry, the rule tends to be people who are doing the same products. We're talking burgers, fries, pizzas, tacos. They're a dime a dozen, and you will end up competing with a lot of other businesses for trading locations because you're all serving the same product. Now, if you're the exception, pick a product or a cuisine that people can semi-relate to, they might be really interested in. You'll find yourself that you can get trading locations very easily because while everyone else over here is competing for the same spots, there's always one or two spots available for people that offer something different to what everyone else is doing. And there are plenty of alternatives. Look at all the food from around the world. Choose something that is a little bit different. After you've chosen your food, the next couple of questions are very important in regards to being a mobile food business. The number one goal of a mobile food business is being able to produce a lot of food very quickly at a high quality, because the trick is the more people you serve, the more money you'll make, and it's what is called capacity. And when you listen to my other content, I talk a lot about capacity, being able to scale up and scale down depending on the event, depending on the trade day, and being able to make money in every situation. The food you've chosen, can it be served quickly at a high quality? Is it scoop and serve product, so it can be ready made, ready to serve immediately as people order it, or are you waiting for an order and then producing it? The next question is, do you have experience producing this food? If you do, can you do it on large scale? And if you don't, do you know someone, or can you find someone that can help you do that and produce enough food quickly and at a really good quality for your food stall? After all that, you've picked your cuisine, you know you can serve it fast, you know either you or someone else can do it. Pick a feature product, one item, one dish that can always be on your menu. For small days, you only have to serve that one item. On bigger days, you can choose a menu around this one item, but make it so you are known for this product. People see you, they know that product, and they will buy it and then maybe purchase something else on the side. It's a really great way to keep your menu very simple, keep your costs of goods very low. Pick a feature product that will appeal to a large audience. Already gone a long way to designing a brilliant menu. A really important section that most people skip over is deciding on your target market and the people that you want to purchase your food. So many people will look at you and say, but my food's for everyone, or my market is everyone. Well, you need to specify, you need to bring that down to find a specific market. Like in any business, you find your target market and find it very easy to sell to those people. Being able to design your menu around those people and knowing exactly what meals they like to eat. Also knowing where they congregate and where they go. You know, the type of events, festivals, neighborhoods that those people do like to hang out in makes it really easy to sell your product in those locations. So when you do your marketing, your advertising, even branding your whole business, you can do all of that with your target market in mind. Everything from here on in is aiming at those certain people, and you can really design your whole business around your target market. You can always tweak it as you go, but having an idea of a person who's coming to buy from you is a really great way to accelerate your business really fast. Step 5 is picking a trading location. Within trading locations, we've got street trading that you've seen food trucks turn up and serve from the side of the road. Events and festivals, which might be music festivals or big food events that run very rarely, maybe over a few days or a weekend. Local markets that maybe run once a week or every weekend that are very continuous and ongoing. And then you've got private catering, which is where you served at people's houses or at their business. Usually they've purchased a certain amount of food that you're ready to serve. When you are starting out, focus on one area. Pick an area where you know your target market is heavily involved or where they are there a lot, because each of these trading locations all require different levels of investment or site fees to get going, different levels of prep. Menu design has to be very different. Even service delivery and how fast you can serve your food and what sort of quality and how your food is served are all very different. Focus on one area and really nail that down before you try and move into other areas as well. Will help you go a long way and grow you very quickly. If you are starting out from absolute scratch, I would suggest going and trying local markets. They're usually quite cost effective and cheap to get a site fee or get into. You'll have time to talk to customers, see what they like, see what they don't like, understand the way you move around your stall, understand how you deliver your food. They're regular, so you can do them every weekend. If you're still working another job or if you're just getting started and understand how everything works, they're a great starting point. But picking a location is really essential, and being able to nail your business model and understand how you want to get to where you want to go really fast. And of course, the sixth component is your setup and how you deliver your food. Whether that's going to be a food truck, a marquee setup, or you're going to just have a delivery van and serve people from the comfort of their home using their facilities. You might be wondering why I've left this to the very last moment in this video. All other components to now dictate what sort of setup you have. If you don't have the capital, don't buy a food truck. You want to do street trading because that's your only option where you live. Don't buy a tent. You need to understand that all the components up until now are designed to help you decide how you deliver your food. The delivery is actually probably the least important part of everything. If your food's right, your menu's good, you know your target market, people will turn up no matter what you're serving it out of. Now, I'm not going to make this section long because you've been through everything else and you know how you're going to serve your food already. I'm sure you do in your mind. But I'm just going to leave you with one final thought with this. My start small, grow big philosophy. And that means if you haven't had experience before, start with the smallest investment possible. If that means getting a marquee and rented equipment in a local market, do it. Learn your processes, learn your menu, build a reputation, make money while you do it. You get to know the equipment you need and then gradually build up to what you need long term. Start small, grow really big with very little risk. I'm sure there's a few of you out there who are wondering why I have not touched on some really important areas in opening your business, like licensing, marketing and branding, costing, equipment. Until you have a solid foundation of these 6 core components, it's really hard to make solid decisions in those areas. For example, with your marketing and branding, once you have a target market set, it's really easy to market to those people because you know exactly who they are. In regards to licensing, I will touch on that really quickly. Licensing is specific to where you are. So I can't give you advice on your area because every area is different. But if you go to your health officer with this plan, say this is what I want to do and give it to them, you have the questions ready, they will give you specific answers that will allow you to open your business. Once you have spoken to your health officer, you may need to change some ideas within your plan just slightly so that you can abide by their rules and their laws. And just remember as well that every time you cross out out of that border into a different area, you will have to abide by the rules of the new trading location. We've traded all across Australia and also into New Zealand, and every time we've moved into a new area, we had to make sure we were licensed before arriving. It's very easy. Most places are similar, so there's not much change that you would have to make, but just make sure you are licensed to trade. It's just so important. Now you've got a plan, it's all written out in front of you. You know what you want to serve, who you want to serve it to, where you're going to serve to them, and how you're going to serve to them. That's exciting. It's really exciting that you've got a business plan on paper. Now this is where we need to flesh it out, and you need to work out suppliers and all your costings and your branding and even menu design. This is where we can help, work one-on-one with you, or just follow along for our content where I'm putting out so much every single day to try and help you succeed within this business. So smash that subscribe button and you'll get the information as you need it. But most of all, if you have a question, please sing out to me either via our Facebook group or email me directly, which is just brendan@mobilefoodmastery.com. I love answering your questions and trying to help you. My goal is to help 100,000 businesses become successful, become profitable, and live the lives you want, because it's been so great for us over the last decade, and I can't wait to hear so many more success stories.